Hi, my name is Connie Johnson and I am a certified professional life coach. I am not qualified to, nor do I offer therapy or counseling services. You can find out more about me and my services on my website. It is linked on my YouTube channel homepage, or you can go to www.familyforwardlifecoaching.com. Any information on the Family Forward Life Coaching YouTube channel is intended for general guidance only and must never be considered a substitute for legal advice. It is not legal advice. I do not have a law degree. If you can afford a lawyer, that is always your best option. So if you want to pause the video right now and read the rest of this disclaimer, and when you go to start the video again, you can use your space bar, and from now on, once you do stop it and use that space bar, you can stop the video and start it with that, and then the right arrow key will move ahead in a video and the left arrow key will move behind in a video. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. First things first. The slide on the right is a screenshot of a great place to start educating yourself on what your first step will be. If you have tried family mediation, it's linked in this article, and it didn't work, then the next step is to start an action through the courts. You have many decisions to make, which court level and legislation you will use. If you read through the article, it is linked in the video description. Your first step will be two choices: filing a claim and affidavit of service, or filing a family application and affidavit. There are several links within this article that will lead you to resources where you can educate yourself on each issue. Now I'm just going to go over to the slideshot here, and with my arrow you'll see that on this page, once you do get into this article, and it is the Government of Alberta's website, just so you know, and in the video description you'll see file an application or claim in court, and then once you get in you can scroll down and find the overview, how to apply, and related information. That's what will be on this article. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a question in the comments. Many resources available. The screenshot to the right is a snippet from the article. You will see that once you read this article, you will be able to determine which court you will use, the Provincial Court or the Court of Queen's Bench. And if that's not clear to you from this article, don't worry, because there are more resources that I'm going to talk about in this video. If you go to the family law section for each court level, you will find more information. I have linked both the Provincial Court and the Court of Queen's Bench courthouse sites in the video description for you. Once you are there, ensure that you go to the Resources and Information for tabs. And if you look at the top of those websites, once you get there, you will see those words that are in italics here. There's tabs to find several helpful links, and under the Information tab, you will find a link to People Without a Lawyer. And from there, you can go to links for alternatives to court, getting help, going to court, and under the Family Court, you will be led to further resources. I have also linked the Alberta Courts page, which provides links to the family law legislation and resources. Guides specific to self-represented litigants. If you have no other choice but to represent yourself, this guide will prove to be useful. And you're called a self-represented litigant when you don't hire a lawyer, just so you know. If you can afford to hire a lawyer on an unbundled basis, it will also help save you money using this guide. Some lawyers will allow you to prepare your documents, and then they will advise you on what you prepare. For this to be effective, you must spend time educating yourself on each of the orders you are going to ask the court to make, or on each issue your family is having. So this isn't just a matter of completing a form in a couple of days. It actually literally will take you weeks, if not a couple months, to get yourself properly prepared. Making a list of issues is always recommended. I have a video to help you with that, and if you look at the top right hand side right now, you should see a card that will link you to another video. And as I said, you can always watch this video and come back and use your arrow keys to find this card so that you can link into that, or just go over to my YouTube channel and you can find the video there. There is also another family law guide for Albertans, which is linked on my website. This guide needs updating as there have been recent changes to the legislation in Alberta. At the time of the making of this video, the information was not yet updated. There are other resources that are linked in this video and other videos that are up to date, so you make sure that you find the updated information and ensure that you are following correct information. The index of guides. The screenshot on the right is the index of the Provincial Court Guide I just mentioned in the previous slide. The index of guides is super useful as it will save you time if a guide is lengthy. You can read through the information that is relevant to your family's issues as opposed to reading the whole of a guide. And you may want to, that's up to you, but some of the information will not be relevant to your issues. I suggest printing off and highlighting indexes and writing the guide name and the website URL on them so that in the future you can quickly find information. Write notes on the indexes of when you've used a section. For example, if you use a resource for an affidavit, write, I used this section for my affidavit, filed, and then give the date of your affidavit. This will prove to be very useful when you meet with third parties or if you are in court. Being organized will save you a lot of time, stress, and money if you hire a lawyer on an unbundled basis. Guide from CanLII. The snapshot to the right is from the Centre for Public Legal Education of Alberta's website, and they have a guide titled Families and the Law, Representing Yourself in Family Court. And what I recommend doing is if you come to a resource that links this guide, ensure that, and it's not the CanLII's website, ensure that you go over to the CanLII's website and go into the guide from there. And the reason that I say that is because sometimes links are from older versions, so you always want to ensure that you go to the source of the guide and get the most current copy of the guide. This guide will be very useful for you to determine the levels of court as well as the differences between the Court of Queen's Bench and the Provincial Court. Again, go to the index of this guide and read through it and then read the relevant sections that apply to you. Also, print off the index and write which guide it is from and the website URL. The nice thing about having several resources is that it means you will eventually find the answer to your question. Making folders for topics is a good idea, or binders with tabs. CanLII's website is linked in the video description. Scroll down once you get on their website to Family and the Law series. This is a group of guides by topic, and it's a great series. Watch my video on my YouTube channel called Using Guides and Resources to Make a Divorce List of Issues. There should be a card right now on the top right that will lead you to that video. If you are filled with emotions that you are finding hard to control, contact your counselor or therapist and arrange for some sessions. Online sessions may be available. If you are in the right frame of mind, start educating yourself on the legislation, and legislation is actually laws, rules of court, and procedures that are relevant to your family's issues. Save all the websites as bookmarks. Use your Control and D keys on a PC and Command and D on an Apple computer. If you are on a computer that is shared with others and cannot save bookmarks for sites you use, come back to my videos as I have shared links in the video description if the links break. Then Google the name of the resource. Always ensure that you are using up-to-date resources. Sometimes they change and the older versions PDFs are still afloat. The other thing that you can do is get an address book and write down the addresses, the website URLs that you're going to use by topic. So if you were doing child support, you could do that under C and write several of the resources that you use, and then you'll be able to find them quickly as well. Go to the National Self-Represented Litigants Project, NSRLP website. And under the SRL resources, and SRL stands for Self-Represented Litigant, under that tab, find and read the guides titled Mindfulness Training, CanLII Primer, Reading a Case Primer, and What You Need to Know About Affidavits. All the guides on this site are fantastic tools that will aid you in proceeding through your family law issues as a self-represented litigant. Before you prepare any documents, read the linked Canadian case regarding hearsay, opinion, and argument, not acceptable as evidence, A.J.F versus N.L.S, 2020, BCSC 26. CanLII is a great site, and if you read the CanLII primer, which I just mentioned a few seconds ago, you'll understand why. If you have a friend or a family member who you know advocates for conflict-free resolutions, ask them to read through your emails to your former partner prior to sending them, and also ask if they are willing to proofread your documents for you to ensure that they are not filled with hearsay, opinion, and argument. If using a lawyer, this could save you some money. If you think your former partner is abusive, there's a video card on the top of the screen right now on the right-hand side that will lead you to resources that will help you determine if your partner is abusive and will lead you to resources and entities that may be able to help you. If you're interested in using a life coach, check out my website at www.familyforwardlifecoaching.com, where you will find information about me and my services. So I hope that my video has helped you today. If you look on the right-hand side, you'll see an icon, and if you click on that, a subscribe option will come up where you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you hit the bell that shows there's a bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. So have a great day.